Sevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nishtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankaja Malini Namaha Pankaja Netraya Namaste Pankajangri Hare Krishna. We are reading Canto 8, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, chapter 23, entitled The Demigods Regain the Heavenly Planets. We're almost towards the end of this chapter, halfway through. So Sukracharya admits his fault, that the real dharma is to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he agrees that he was wrong. So, because if one is worshipping Krishna, if one is satisfying Lord Krishna, all the rules and regulations are subservient. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. All the do's and don'ts are subservient to this. Statam smartavya Vishnu vismartavya na jatuchit sarve vidhi nishedasyor etayor eva kinkara. So this is the essence of all rules and regulations. So Sukracharya realized that he was wrong in cursing Maharaj Bali. So let's see the next verse, text number 16. Yes, Kashish Mataji, you want to read this one?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandatinam all devotees. Text number 16. Mantra tastantra taschitram desha kalarha vastutah sarvakaroti nishchitra manu sankirtanam tava. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There may be discrepancies in pronouncing the mantras and observing the regulative principles, and moreover, there may be discrepancies in regard to time, place, person, and paraphernalia. But when your Lordship holy name is chanted, everything becomes faultless. Purport: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam Kalau nasti eva, nasti eva gatir anyatha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Brahan-naradiya Purana 38.126. In this age of Kali, it is extremely difficult to perform Vedic ritualistic ceremonies or sacrifices perfectly. Hardly anyone can chant the Vedic mantras with perfect pronunciation or accumulate the paraphernalia for Vedic performances. Therefore, the sacrifice recommended in this age is Sankirtana, constant chanting of holy name of the Lord. Yagneha Sankirtana, prayer, yajantihi sume dasaha. Bhagavatam 11.5.29. Instead of wasting time performing Vedic sacrifices, those who are intelligent, those who possess good brain substance, should take to the chanting of the Lord's holy name and thus perform sacrifice perfectly. I have seen that many religious leaders are addicted to performing yajnas and spending hundreds and thousands of rupees for imperfect sacrificial performances. This is a lesson for those who unnecessarily execute such imperfect sacrifices. We should take the advice of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yagnar Sankirtana Prayar Yashnantihi Sumedashaha. Although Shukracharya was a strict Brahman addicted to ritualistic activities, he also admitted Nishidram Anusankirtanam Tava, my lord, constant chanting of the holy name of your lordship makes everything perfect. In Kali Yuga, the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies cannot be performed as perfectly as before. Therefore, Srila Jiva Goswami has recommended that although one should take care to follow all the principles in every kind of spiritual activity, especially in worship of the deity, there is still a chance of discrepancies, and one should compensate for this by chanting the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we therefore give special stress to the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra in all activities. Hari Bol. It's so wonderful, Prabhuji. Just now, Prabir Prabhuji and Sudhi Prabhuji explained about the importance of holy name, and this verse is just in connection, the further explanation of the importance of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So, this is my understanding, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. I want to share one video of Radha Govind Maharaj, who's a very, very great soul. It's a short minute video.
मैं आपकी आज्ञा मान रहा हूँ क्योंकि आपकी आज्ञा मानना यही जीवन का फल है। तो मैं आपकी आज्ञा मान रहा हूँ क्योंकि आपकी आज्ञा मानना यही जीवन का फल है। इस पर शुक्राचार्य ने एक बड़ा प्रसिद्ध श्लोक कहा, मंत्र तस्तंत्र छिद्र देश काला वस्तुतः सर्वम करोति निषिद्धम नाम संकीर्तनम तव। मंत्र से के दृष्टि से, चाहे तंत्र की दृष्टि से, देश की दृष्टि से या काल की दृष्टि से अगर कोई भी कमी रहती है किसी प्रकार की, तो आपके नाम कीर्तन सब पूरी हो जाती है। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। किसी भी प्रकार की कमी पूरी हो जाती है। नाम संकीर्तन से हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ये नाम की महिमा इसीलिए भगवान का नाम बोलना चाहिए हमेशा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। इस श्लोक की जितनी भी व्याख्या की जाए थोड़ी है। ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण श्लोक है। मंत्र तस्तंत्र तस्सिद्धम देश काला वस्तुतः सर्वम करोति निषिद्धम नाम संकीर्तनम तो सारे कर्म को पूरा कर देता है। केवल भगवान का नाम।
Hare, Hare Krishna. Just a few days back, I saw that video and I was not sure which verse Maharaj spoke in that. And yesterday only I realized, and then that this video struck me. For those who don't understand Hindi, Maharaj was mentioning that no matter how many chidra basically means hole, ched, or loophole, right? Mantras tantras chidram. We may have a lot of loopholes in this day and age, not able to chant proper mantra, tantras, desha kala, vastutaha. Sometimes situations may not be right, sometimes place may not be right. Sarvam karoti nischidram. This holy name, Anusankirtanam Tava, this holy name of Lord Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This fills all the holes. Sarvam karoti nischidram. Very, very nice verse too. That means that it does not matter whatever place, whatever situation, whatever sex, whatever gender, whatever financial, economical, health situation, all these are different chidras. One should not wait that I will be at this situation, then I will chant, or I will become that and then I'll chant. The great souls are relishing that pure nectar. They can't control their Nainam Galada Shrudharaya. Whenever they chant the holy name, they can't control their ecstasy. That how come Lord be so merciful? He's giving the topmost Krishna prema, which is very, very rare. Anarpita chiram chirat, which is not given to easily to, but in this day and age, when Prabhupada came, he did not see Desha Kala Patra. By external calculation, the Desha was not right, the Patras were not right, the recipients, Patra means recipient, their qualifications were not right, their habits were not right. There were a lot of holes or chidras. But by sincerely doing Tava, Anusankirtanam Tava, chanting the holy names of Lord, everything, all the loopholes are Sarvam Karoti Nischidram. All the holes are filled. When this holy name is chanted by the sincere chanter. So there are tons and tons of verses glorifying the holy name. And this is the real thing. The more we take it seriously, the more we will develop love of Godhead. And the more taste we will have. Otherwise, it will be a burden and we will not be able to achieve the goal of life. If one does not develop attraction to holy name, which means attraction to Krishna. Because ultimately, what is the whole purpose why we are here? To develop love of Godhead, to develop Krishna prema, to develop attachment to holy name. So I'm just theoretically saying I don't have that. But by repeating, by hearing these great souls, Prabhupada's Vani, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Vani, and other great souls' Vani, then we hope to someday develop that and fill all our loopholes by the sincere calling out for the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Any other thoughts, comments, or additions here? Prabhupada is stressing in the purport, in our Krishna consciousness movement, we therefore give special stress on the chanting of the holy name. And this no one can deny. Any class you see, Any temple you go, any program you go, morning, evening, afternoon, night, you will find one thing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Whether you go to Rath Yatra, whether you go to any devotee's marriage ceremony or death ceremony or Vyasa Puja or some birthday ceremony, any spiritual ceremony, any, whether you go to a picnic, whether you go to a crematorium, in devotional life, this holy name is always accompanied. There is, whether it is deity worship or Mangala Arti or afternoon Arti or evening Arti, nothing is complete, whether any big yagya or graha pravesh or marriage ceremony or antyeshti kriya or any sanskara, any mantra, any tantra, deity worship, you know, everything is incomplete without the holy name, and everything is complete with the holy name. Sarvam karoti nishchidram. It fills all the gaps. Otherwise, there are so many gaps. In deity worship, so many gaps. In any yagya puja, so many gaps. So those we should also understand Prabhupada's mood. That this is Prabhupada's mood to spread yoga dharma. That is hearing and chanting. So okay. Any other comments before we move on? Okay, text 17. Yes. Swati Mataji, you want to read? Okay, Nikant Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Text 17. Taptapi vadato buman karishyami anushasanam etach shriyaha paramam pumsam yat tvajnanu palanam. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki Jai. Lord Vishnu, I must nonetheless act in obedience to your order because obeying your order is most auspicious and is the first duty of everyone. Thank you, Prabhu. It's clearly saying that we have to follow that. Our first duty is to follow Lord Vishnu's order. It's like nothing else. We just need, like how Bali Maharaj did, just obey the order. Just follow it. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Who is speaking this verse? Who knows?
Sukracharya.
Sukracharya, yes. Sukracharya is speaking this. Because the first duty of everyone is Karishyasi Vachnam Tvai, as Arjuna said. I'll act the way the Lord wants me to act. This is the whole principle of Bhagavad Gita, actually. To put the Lord's desire as foremost and keep our desire as secondary. In chapter 1, Arjuna did put his desire as foremost and Lord's desire was behind. And the outcome was anxiety, depression, tears, body was trembling in the last few verses of chapter 1. But later, he put the Lord's desire as foremost and his desire as second. And the outcome at the end was clarity, focus, decisive nature, happiness, joy. This is Bhagavad Gita in a nutshell. So if we put our desire as foremost, then Bhagavad Gita is telling what will be our outcome, the end of chapter 1. If you put Lord's desires, Guru's desires, spiritual master's desires, Vaishnava's desires foremost, then the outcome will be totally different. Although we may not like that. Arjuna had a hard time first initially, because sometimes the Guru's instructions are heavy. But those who are sincere, they understand Karishyasi Vachanam Tvai, because you are my eternal well-wisher. You will not say anything for my bad. You want my real benefit. Although I can't understand it properly, although I am the fool number one, but I will do as you say because you are my Lord, you are my Master. That's the foremost duty. So let's read one more verse. Yes, Swati Mataji, you want to read?
Yes. Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam. Text 18. Shri Sukavacha Pratinandya Harir Yatnam Bhushana Bhagavaniti Yatna Chitram Samadhata Valir Vishvashibir Saha. Translation. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sukadeva Goswami continued. In this way, the most powerful Sukracharya accepted the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead with full respect. Along with the best Brahmanas, he began to compensate for the discrepancies in the sacrifices performed by Bali Maharaj. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So he executed the order of the Lord with full respect. I think that's the main point here. There's no purport. So the yajna, which was kind of partially done, Sukracharya completed that. And this whole pastime is kind of coming to an end now. That and now the formula also is also given. How to fill all the gaps. Sarvam karoti nishchidram is Nama Sankirtana Tavi. When you chant the holy names, everything incomplete becomes complete. And there are so many proofs, so many personalities who may chant the holy name, like Narayana, famous example. He was not chanting for Narayana, but the Lord is so merciful. And like that, there are so many examples. The Lord thinks that my child is calling me, even if it is called like in joking mood, in half-hearted mood. What to speak of someone chants purely? Even impure, there's nothing like impure chanting. Of course, we know the offenses and all, but the holy name is so pure that it fills all the holes. The impure holes will in our heart, or holes of anarthas, greed, lust, anger, greed, envy. Sarvam karoti nishchidram. My heart is full of holes. We can pray to the Lord. My heart is full of holes of anger, greed, lust, envy, pride, illusion. Oh my Lord, please enter. Please give me attraction to the holy name, so that all these holes, Sarvam Karoti Nishchidram, are filled by your holy name, which is not different from you. This is the power of the holy name. This is Yoga Dharma. This is why we are here. This is what the whole ISKCON society is meant for. Prabhupada just gave a special instruction. Therefore, we emphasize, Prabhupada is writing, in our Krishna consciousness movement, special stress is given to chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And day one, a person comes to ISKCON, he will hear the holy name, And till the last day, you'll hear the holy name. No day in ISKCON passes without the holy name. No day in the life of a devotee passes without the holy name. What to speak of day, no hour passes without the holy name. And the life of pure devotees, no second passes without the holy name. So this is the Mahima, Naam ki Mahima. Any other comments, additions, questions before we stop?
Hey Krishna Prabhuji. When we start chanting, and gradually we develop a connection with Krishna. And everything happens, you feel the presence of Krishna. And it becomes so it becomes like a part of everything. If the weather is nice, you feel, oh, if I'm happy, so Lord must be happy. And if something is sad, we say, oh Krishna, why it happened? We are engaged in material world, but still that bonding, that presence of the name is it's so smooth, and so it comes so swiftly that when we sleep, then also we think of Krishna. So this is possible only when we are chanting, and it happens by itself. We don't have to put any efforts, and that is only possible because of the chanting of holy name. It's okay if we are not worshipping, it's okay, but if we are remembering Lord, then he's there. He's always there with us in the form of name. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is my understanding.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. Very, very powerful. Thank you. Any other comments, additions before we stop for today? Kantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Shri
Jai,
Amrit ki jai, Shri
Jai,
Prabhu ki jai,
Jai,
Mantra ki jai,
Jai,
Amrit Gaur Bhaktavind ki jai, Nityam.
Jai.
Thank you,
Vanche
Prabhuji.
kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo
Amen.
namo
Krishna.
namaha.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.